Hi there, I'm Sherry, and this is my BFF Rhonda.
And welcome to Designing Bitches. This podcast is for women
and brave men
who eat, sleep, and breathe interior design and recognize their addiction to HGTV.
Whether you're rearranging your living room for the 12th time or here to justify another home goods spree, you're in the right place.
Let's talk design, disasters, and all the beautiful chaos in between. This week, we're talking about Rock the Block Season 6, Episode number 3, titled, That's a Veteran Move.
Ooh, this week the teams tackled the main suite, and we're talking the full package: bedroom, bathroom, and even a balcony. But Rhonda, this one hit for me the way last week hit for you. I kept asking myself, where's the fun? Where's the playful chaos? I actually missed one of those over-the-top, totally unnecessary design challenges. Give us something ridiculous. Paint with blindfolds. Build a tub out of popsicle sticks. I don't care. Just something. And the team interaction, practically non-existent. We need a little more spark, Rhonda.
I watched it with the same opinion. Like, what is the issue? I'd really love to be able to put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I find myself thinking it must be the producer or the director or whatever whoever's in charge of that. You and I cannot be the only people watching this thinking that. Like, there must be professionals at HGTV watching it thinking the same thing.
Yeah. And I've looked for any like Reddit threads or anything that describes it. Mm-hmm. And so far I haven't. So maybe I start to think, maybe it's just us, but no, we're perfect. It can't possibly.
I was going to say,
possibly be us.
Have our 10,000 hours. We know what we're talking about with HGTV.
I start to think that it really is about those rookies being very nervous, and I wonder if just pitching it like veterans versus rookies has created a little tension that's causing the rookies to just be more serious than they would normally
maybe
be.
less fun. Yeah, less fun. I don't know.
Or maybe all of that's on the cutting room floor, and for whatever reason, we're not seeing it. But I love, like, the vibe between Alison and Michel is great. If that vibe could exist across all four teams and together, that would be my jam.
And it has. It has in previous seasons,
it has.
I would say. I felt like this is just sort of this very isolated, I don't know, it's just a different energy for sure. And I will say, as far as Reddit threads, this week really threw me with the judging. And from what I'm reading on the internet, Rock the Block fans agree that this judging made no sense.
So I do have a spoiler alert. We will be talking about the winner. If you haven't seen the third episode, put us in your queue and come back after you've watched it. Now, the judges this week are Ray and Eilyn Jimenez. I don't know if you've seen their show. It's called Divided by Design. They compete for design jobs in Miami. I watched the first season and I really enjoyed like this unique take and their competition with each other. I hope it comes back.
They're married?
They're married.
I'm sure one of the goals for Rock the Block is to get us interested in the judges and their shows. I actually thought, I need to watch that.
It's good. Now, I don't know if I could compete with my spouse in that same way. I would be pissed every time I lost, but they actually work it out really well. So let's talk about Alison and Michel's refined rustic owner's suite. What did you think?
So I think we should have a design challenge to actually find something rustic in this primary bedroom and bathroom and closet.
Well, good point. Good point.
Is there a single thing?
I would not be able to find it. I think
honestly,
only the sink downstairs so far has been. Now, there is something in the episode that one of them referred to as rustic, but I think that's just to fool us.
If I could be BFF, a bestie with Alison, I would say, what were you guys thinking with this word? And where is it? And again, neither of them.
They both Alison and Michel have had previous wins in this category, but they actually spent the least this week, $35K. Yes. Michel says during the episode, they're going to need to call in some favors. And I actually didn't realize they could do that. But I also think of the teams who are able to do it, it's Alison and Michel.
Absolutely. She's got her own line of everything, I'm sure.
And as I was watching the episode and I saw the tile in the bathroom, I thought, oh my God, Alison's been all over Instagram with her new tile from the Malibu line. I'm sure that's it. And she actually confirmed it on Instagram that it is her tile. So that whole drama with being $6,000 over, if it's her own tile, doesn't she get it like for almost free?
As soon as I saw that tile, I wanted it. It was beautiful.
Me too.
even though it wasn't neutral.
Now, I'm a lover of green, so it would work really well in my house. I'm not always a lover of doing something so permanent in a color.
Yes.
So that's where I might be like, I don't know if I could actually do it, but it's so gorgeous. I don't know what kind of marble that is, but it's beautiful.
I follow the rule, I think it's a good one, that your permanent, expensive design fixtures should be neutral. Your flooring, your tile,
Smart.
everything, because again, ripping that out is, when you're tired of it. So one of the things they did mention the ombre tile from season 2.
Yeah.
And I would love to talk to the current owners of that house and see how that worked out. Is it still beautiful? Do you still love it?
Did you paint over it?
Is it easy to clean? Have you ripped it out? Like, what happened with that ombre tile? Because again, that was just so unusual and so over the top. But again, you look at it every day, it's a stimulant every day. Are you tired of it? Are you fatigued by it? I'm just curious.
I would get fatigued with it. Even with green, I would probably get fatigued.
So I feel that way about the wood paneling.
For sure, I'm over the white oak paneling in their house.
It's a little much. It reminds me a little bit of an office at a certain point. Not sure why. It does give it a finished look. But again, I just feel like it's going to be the wood paneling of the 70s at a certain point.
That's what I was thinking. And all you see are people redoing older homes and they take all that paneling out.
Rip
and
it out.
Always say,
first thing.
Why did they do all this in paneling? I agree. We had a platform area for the bed in a previous season. I can't remember which one. But I'm thinking,
twisted
yay or
ankle.
nay? I mean, combined with the dry bar, this is an accident waiting to happen for me. There's no way I could have both of those things in the same room and not have some appointment with the paramedics to come get me.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. It's not necessary. It didn't add anything that I noticed. What I wanted to mention with the dry bar is why not add a fridge for drinks or a little coffee station, right? Like you wanted to make this to have the same feel as a luxury hotel. I am wondering though, since it's on the same floor as the kitchen, maybe it's not necessary, but I do like the idea of not having to leave the bedroom in the morning, right? Like you could take your time getting ready. Why not a little coffee bar? Alison has done that before. And again, not just a fridge for drinks, but one of the new trends I'm seeing is a fridge for your beauty products, for your masks. Yes, to chill your lotions and potions.
Yeah.
That would be nice to have it right there when I get out of my bath at night. So speaking of that, I'm a bath person. I take a bath every night. I would not like to have my bathtub directly in front of gigantic doors.
You're afraid the coyotes would watch you bathe?
Well, initially it may not be a problem, but it is disquieting to bathe in front of a window. There's going to be a house next door. It's probably going to be 2-story and someone's going to be looking right in there. So again, as somebody who takes a bath every night, you could put curtains up, I guess. Clearly this is a design choice, not made for a functional use. It just looks beautiful. It's a work of art.
I was sort of disappointed to not see drama between Alison and Michel the way that HGTV kind of previewed it. I thought, ooh, now we're getting the juicy stuff. And we really didn't. Alison is like, oh, absolutely. Like, we can't spend that $6,000, blah, 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 blah.
I'll go get my tile for free.
And when you see their final numbers, like they absolutely can't spend the $6,000. I get it. What is with the asymmetrical pillows on the bed trend today? It makes my little OCD head want to go,
let me fix this.
And I know like this is a designed forward look, but I just feel like you didn't really plan that. Like you made a mistake. It looks like a mistake to me and I'm just not into it, but maybe I'm alone in that. Maybe I'm just the weirdo.
I would say between the two of us, I didn't even notice the asymmetrical pillows. So.
Okay. So maybe it's not as egregious as I see it, but oof.
I will say I still keep my pillows symmetrical, but I have moved on from having a lot of pillows.
Anything else about Alison and Michel's space? I guess we could talk about generally. I don't think any one of the design teams has the same floor plan in that space.
She and Michel did a major redo of those walls and the layout. Like they took down everything it looked like.
I know when the judges went through, they're like, this is a weird jagged L space in the closet.
Oh, the closet. So Would that bother you?
No.
Me either.
I think that the mirror that's leaning against the wall, where you have kind of that jag,
Yeah.
I feel like I would kick that mirror. I don't know how many times. I would hang it on the wall. That's all I'm thinking as I see that leaning mirror. And the space where they walk through in that part of it doesn't look very wide. So I feel like I would kick it and break a toe or something. That would be me.
Sure,
But it wouldn't bother me.
No, again, they're looking at that as if it's a room you're going to spend time in. And
I don't.
It's kind of like we talked about the pantry, right? Like this doesn't need to, I do have a finished closet. I love my cabinets. I do like having all that fancy cabinetry in my closet, but I get in and I get out. I'm not hanging out in my closet. So the idea that it might be odd in the layout or jagged in the layout, it doesn't bother me at all.
As long as it's functional, it wouldn't bother me. I do think it's interesting that, in particular, if we want to transition to Jonathan and Jordan, Jonathan talks about getting dinged for not having that nice custom closet. And it's like everyone got the message because they all have these beautiful custom closets.
Yes, lots of doors.
Yeah. What did you think about Jonathan and Jordan's space?
So again, modern farmhouse. Haha. Not a fan. Terracotta, rust-colored tiles, I feel was a mistake. If that was a neutral tile, it would have been beautiful in that herringbone pattern.
I don't generally see that color in modern farmhouse, to your point.
Nope. What I see is a really amateur design style or design approach. You'll notice they say, this feels really modern. They're standing in that shower. and we'll add a copper tub and that'll bring the farmhouse. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how you're supposed to design.
Also, you talked about the tub in terms of the layout for Alison and Michel. What would you think about having the tub right in between the two vanities on either side?
It's in the way.
I felt like that too.
I would be like, this tub is in the way. Who put this tub here? It is not a tub that anyone's going to use.
Yeah. Also, I wondered that the copper, I guess it would absorb heat. Like copper heats up. I don't know. Like, I'm a tub person too, so I like my water to be warm and stay warm.
Yes. I don't know. I've never taken a copper tub bath. Yeah, I felt like that was sort of weird. One of those things to look amazing, but not necessarily functional.
I am not a fan of creating a big stripe on the wall where the bed goes.
That was so
And then
ugly.
carrying it up on the ceiling and
So
doing like
ugly.
a jagged edge. Like, who wants that? It looks like
Curtains?
it's not quite finished. And the curtains on the side. I mean, I would be...
Sconces, ugly.
I don't know.
Weird placement.
It wasn't... Their bedroom was definitely not my favorite.
No.
They did... You know, it's interesting. They spent the most for their rooms this week. So they spent $50K. Which was at least $5,000 more than anybody else did. The judges love the layout. It's hard to really get a feel for the layout because everybody changes it.
Yeah.
And I do think their bathroom could have looked bigger if they hadn't put that copper tub in the middle. I did love the symmetry of their bathroom layout, and the judges did love it as well. And I really liked the neutrality of the vanities that they put in their ensuite area. I feel like if they carried that neutrality through to the shower, they probably wouldn't have won, but I would have liked it better.
Yeah. No. I would walk through that house and I would go, oh, yeah. Not sure about
what
the
is
shower.
this? And I wonder if that color going to show up anywhere else in the whole house?
Am I going to have to rip out all this tile because this just drives me crazy? Yeah, I don't know. I would certainly rip out that wood on the wall and the ceiling because it looked terrible.
It did. And I'm with you on the curtains between the bed and the nightstands. I feel like as I pulled my drink from there, I would end up like
ugly,
dropping it or something. And it didn't, I felt like it didn't add anything.
It didn't add anything functionally or decoratively. Yeah, it just was really like, let's put up curtains. Why? Put up a 4-poster bed. That would have looked better. Like, you know, something cool furniture wise. But yeah, trying to force that just looked really, really awful.
So Tristyn and Kamohai, Moody Modern, they spent $45K. They had some challenges when they ended up creating that kind of like little entry area to their owner's suite. What did you think about that?
So I thought it immediately feels like an upgrade when you, especially since that primary is on the first floor with all the other main rooms. So that foyer kind of takes you that a step beyond just walking down a hallway, right?
I like it. And the way they did those floating shelves wrapped around the corner, it really did feel like it was more intentional.
Yeah, and I love that she said, we can't move this pillar, but we have to decorate, so it must feel intentional.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a great point. There's a pillar and you have to use it, and it doesn't look intentional. It's like, oh, you walk in and you see it, and you're like, oh, you couldn't move this pillar, huh?
And as you foreshadowed in previous episodes, they did put a washer and dryer in their main suite closet.
Yay!
They did that
I'm a
upgrade,
fan.
and so did Chelsea and Cole. So the two
I'm a fan.
rookies.
Yep. I love the double-sided fireplace. I thought that was cool.
I loved it. And of course, it had that mid-century vibe, which really,
It did.
I love.
It did. I like theirs the best, to be quite honest. I thought theirs was the prettiest. Now, the only criticism I would have would be a sauna in the bathroom. Like, why don't you put that in the basement where everybody could use?
And I'm with you. I felt like they just looked out of place. I would have put them somewhere else. They have so much space in this house to put something like that where it would have a little more accessibility.
So I felt the same way with Chelsea and Cole's sauna. Like, why is that in your bathroom?
Your son's on the wrestling team and the whole wrestling team is trooping into your primary bathroom. Who wants that? What we also got to see from Tristyn and Kamohai is the view of I-15 from the balcony out the main bedroom.
That's right. It'll be pretty. It'll look like little stringing lights at night.
Yeah, it's so funny how Alison says, like, the veterans got the better side of the... And I didn't really realize what that meant. I knew we were seeing the freeway, but I didn't realize it really just affects specifically the rookies. Well, let's move on to Chelsea and Cole, Cowboy Contemporary 40K. They had my favorite bedroom.
Okay.
And as we already mentioned, they put a washer and dryer in their main suite. They did the sauna. They were the only ones who actually built out their patio.
Yes.
As I looked at their spaces, and they did that timbre hallway with the hidden doors for the closet. I was thinking, I'm shocked that Rhonda has not found a place to use timbre.
I'm leaning towards it. I'm not sure what to say about it.
I love the look. And I often, when I see it, particularly in the white oak, I think, oh, I need to find a place to use that. But I also know I'm going to get bored with it.
Yeah.
At some point, it will feel like paneling to me.
Yes.
And that will have a negative connotation.
That definitely is what holds me back from using it.
Now, this is the second team who used a rusty color in their bathroom. So they had my favorite bedroom, but not my favorite bathroom.
I knew you would not get over that wine-colored tile.
No. Mm-mm.
I am really curious as to why they would make that kind of commitment. I don't know why they would pick that color tile. It is so specific and tailored towards a person, a human being that loves wine-colored tile. I feel like there's so many more people who would not like that tile than would like it.
It's not like one of those colors where when Alison picks it out, like pops it out like the green.
The green,
she goes, well, it's really a neutral.
Yes.
Like, definitely this is not a neutral.
No.
I can almost see how it fits with Cowboy Contemporary. It definitely makes a statement. And from a design perspective, that probably would win them points. But for me, I'm instantly like, And I also started wondering, is that also part of what we're seeing with the move toward warmer rooms?
Probably. I do know that, again, I will say, I follow the rule that permanent parts of your bathroom should be neutral. It's expensive to replace when you're tired of it. The other thing I thought about is also with Jonathan and Jordan's color choice. Utah has hard water, just like we do here in Nevada. The hard water of the West might make that tough to keep clean and looking good. So I'm not sure I would want wine-colored tile.
Someone's going to have to put a water softener in there.
Even then, we have a water softener, and I still have hard water spots on all my stuff. Yeah.
So again, I loved their bedroom, but I couldn't quite get over the vanity with the window behind it.
Oh, such a bad choice.
And even this morning, as I was getting ready, I started thinking about, I have two big windows in my bathroom. If instead the vanity and then the mirror was in front of it, I would hate it, Rhonda.
Yes, me too. Me too. The light would be nice, but still, I'm standing there naked, trying to dry my hair, thinking about the neighbors. It was a strange choice because they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do it. They had that other wall, and very strange.
I've seen it in other designs, but in those cases, it's where they're trying to solve a problem of having a very small space.
or an old house, right?
Yeah.
A really old house. They can't move the window. This is the only place to put the vanity. So here's where the mirror goes, right?
But they actually chose it. So
I
for
know.
me, my favorite bathroom, of course, was Alison and Michel's. I'm the lover of the green. I couldn't get over that tile. In a close second, because I also love the neutrals and the moody modern look they created, was Tristyn and Kamohai's bathroom.
Yeah.
If they took out the sauna, it would have probably been my favorite.
Yeah. The Chelsea and Cole checkered marble tile. I want that for myself. The gray and white, because it's not the black and white, so it's not quite so French kitchen-y looking. It just was so beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. And again, I love that they put the laundry in the closet. Such a luxury. I don't need a hidden door. I'm not sure why we keep putting these hidden doors.
There's a fascination with that.
I don't. It is, but it just feels. My immediate question is, why is this hidden? Now, maybe it's a safe room. I get that. Some houses do have safe rooms, and you would want that door hidden. But again, guess where the closets are? I don't understand why that's appealing at all. Don't get it.
Nice place for a jump scare, that's for sure.
Maybe it's for moms having a nervous breakdown, right? Like,
maybe.
Where's mom? I don't know.
So what did you think about Eilyn and Ray Jimenez judging?
They seem to have a great chemistry.
Yeah. The only thing I would have to say is, and I feel like this with all the judges, maybe we don't see all of their comments, but I feel like they're a little soft on some of these things.
I felt like they were 100% wrong on the judging, right? Like when they said Jonathan and Jordan, I literally blinked.
What?
What? Exactly. I don't know what they saw in that. Again, a bathtub in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I am sure on some drunken evening, I am going to just step back and fall right into that tub.
Where do I put my drink? Where do I put my book? I take a bath every night.
Yeah.
I know what looks good in baths and what's functional in baths may not actually match up. And again, they made that giant shower, so that's appealing, but they used that terracotta tile. Again, did not appeal to me at all. Anyway, I just thought they were wrong. I just thought they got it wrong.
I did notice we had talked about last week that whoever spends the most that week is the one who wins, and that trend has continued. Jonathan and Jordan spent the most at $50K, and they were also the winners.
That's a definite issue, I would say, as far as the challenges. I will say I am super happy to see that next week's little surprise is that Christina comes back to help.
I am too.
I'm hoping they show her walking around that house saying, why did you do this? Take this down. Yeah, exactly. Take that down. Fix this. I hope she gives him some hard design advice, or maybe just shows him what modern farmhouse really is, as opposed to what he thinks it is.
Yeah, well, I am, like you said, next week we've had a preview, and I'm also excited about, they have a special challenge with only 48 hours to complete the design, and they judge each other's spaces. I really want to see more of the drama between the teams.
Me too.
And I'm hoping that this kind of infuses it, and I'm also glad that HGTV has listened to us, and Jonathan gets that phone a friend, and we get to see Christina.
Yeah, I went online and looked at Tristyn and Kamohai's little reel, little films.
Yeah.
And they are fun. They are
so funny.
They are so cute, right? And on the show, it's just sort of her with the resting bitch face, staring at the camera, talking about what she's doing, and him just kind of nodding. Yeah, okay, that's what we'll do. I almost forwarded some of them to you to say, look at how cute they are.
I've watched them. on Instagram, and I wonder, where's the personality that we're so used to seeing on their show?
Yeah, where's the fun couple?
Thanks for tuning in and dishing with us about episode 3 of Rock the Block. This week, the teams pulled out all the stops designing jaw-dropping owner suites. The fabulous Eilyn and Ray Jimenez from Divided by Design stepped in as guest judges, and it was Jonathan and Jordan's stunning bathroom that sealed the deal and clinched them the win. But we've got to be honest, while the designs were fire, the drama was a little meh. We're craving the chaos and flair from past seasons where the designer rivalries were just as bold as the tile choices.
Yes.
Fingers crossed for more sparks next week. And of course, we've got some hot takes, nitpicks, and more than a few strong opinions about those design choices.
My nitpick this week is the tub in the middle of a bathroom or in front of a set of doors that can be viewed by the passing freeway. Yeah, nothing says surprise like putting your tub in front of a window. I mean, sometimes you do want to be in the spotlight, don't you, Sherry?
Who knew Rhonda was such an anti-exhibitionist?
It's not me. It's for the neighbors. I mean, I don't want to put them through that. So anyway, I suspect these designers are not tub people. Why relax when you can use your beautiful bathtub as a statement piece? You know, who says art can't be wet, right? And so it just really felt like these bathtubs were more to be looked at than they were to be used. That's my nitpick.
Okay, well, if you like our vibe and are obsessed with HGTV like we are, please like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to our podcast. You can also let us know on Facebook, Instagram, and at designingbitches.com what HGTV shows you're watching and what you think. We would love to hear from you.
Yes, please. Also, we have done a special posting for this week's episode. It's called Alison's Boots. Who wore it best? Season 1, Season 2, or Season 6? 2019 was the first time we saw these boots, and she is still rocking them in 2025. It can't be because they are lucky, as she has never won with them on. However, we have to wonder, are these just high-quality boots made from durable materials that have lasted many years with her attentive maintenance and care?
Maybe she has 10 pairs of the same boots.
Is it comfort and fit? And she stays with them for Rock the Block so she doesn't have to break in a new pair. Is there a sentimental significance? Were these a gift, a souvenir associated with some important memory? Alison, we are dying to know. Also, we'll be posting our bingo card for week 4, so let us know if you won. Give us your comments and they can earn you a spot in our Designing Bitches Bestie of the Week.
As always, we have some apologies to make. I'm sorry to all of those exhibitionists out there and those who love asymmetrical pillow arrangements on the bed.
Those people don't exist. But seriously, hammer that button like Cole and Chelsea ripping out the wallboard to put in a new window.
Until next time, bye.
Bye.